welcome to the Talks Night podcast.
Thanks for having me.
We tried to go live, technical difficulties, that's completely my bad. However, we're still going to have a cracking interview, still talking to Marseille. You're not from France, you're from Derby.
It's a bit of a step down.
Oh yeah, definitely. Mind you, I've heard the French people are horrible, so not that bad. We'll start there. Why the name? Why Marseille?
It's named after the football club, really, because I had a tracky top for the Marseille team.
Yeah.
And I was in my last band, and then I got kicked out. I was like, what am I gonna do now? It's like, what am I going to do now? I still had this mega Marseille top. So I started another band and just called it Marseille.
Why did you get kicked out of your last band, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, I was so mardy. It was all my fault.
Right, okay.
I was always making it the lads. I've changed my ways. I've changed my ways now.
Of course,
I know what I did wrong.
So you're from Marseille, you're a free piece. Just tell us a little bit about the band, where you started, how it's going. Just give us a little brief overview.
Well, as you heard, last band split up. So I was planning on doing solo stuff. And then I met our drummer at my first ever open mic, and I wasn't even going to do it. And then he wasn't even going to do it, but he just happened to be there.
Right,
and
okay.
he heard my stuff and said, "Oh, your songs are mint. Do you mind if I produce them and play drums on it?" And I said, "Yeah, go on."
Right,
And
okay.
after a few sessions, I was like, "You know what? You might as well start a band because I don't really want to be on my own." And then I brought Joe, who's my best mate, on guitar, and it's all gone from there. So we've also got Ellie, who's joined recently, our new bass player. So we're a four-piece now.
Oh, four-piece, my bad. Very nice. So when did this all start coming together? Was it during lockdown, after lockdown?
I think we actually formed in like August 2020, so that is lockdown, just towards the end, I guess. But me and Sam met before lockdown, obviously with the open mic, and we just stayed in touch. And he invited me around for a few sessions in his garage and stuff.
Yeah, fair enough. That's how it all starts, mate. That's how it all starts. And obviously, you've recently released your new single, State of Mind. I had a note written down that it's the best song you've ever written.
Yeah.
Tell us more about
that. It's because I feel like it was just because it was a gift from God, that song was. I don't believe him, but if he was there, he could definitely give me that.
Why is that?
Because I went to a guitar store and just picked up the first guitar I saw that caught my eye. And I was like, okay, that's a really nice guitar, I'm going to play it. And then straight away that riff just got played out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Never played it before. And I was like, bloody hell, did I just come out with that? And I was like, so shocked with myself. And I was like, I'm going to write a song about this. And then obviously the band breakup happened like a week later. My last one, and I wrote all the lyrics about that. Just all flowed so naturally, it felt like it was a moment of magic.
Fair enough.
Weirdly, when we came to record it, we were absolutely awful at playing it live, terrible.
Okay.
And we went to record it, we did it in one take, and it was just magic, and we're probably one of the best songs we play live now.
Very nice, very nice. I said to you yesterday, it's a bit Stone Roses-esque. I think you said that's basically what you were going for. But have you got any, what's like the band's main influence? Would it be like Stone Roses, Britpop, 90s, sort of thing?
It's a weird one because Sam, our drummer, is a metalhead.
Right,
so
okay.
We tried to convert him into our stuff, which is Stone Roses, Oasis, all things 90s. And so we sort of met in the middle. Sam likes the Beatles and stuff, and the stuff that influences the stuff from the 90s. So we took the influences that they've all got and just sort of did the same as what they did. Just try and make it our own a bit. There is definitely the Oasis influence still, which I sneak in, and Stone Roses, obviously. But yeah, that's basically the main influences are all the stuff from that influenced all the stuff from the 90s.
Yeah. As your drummer found it difficult going to like the indie rock side of things for drumming, that's all.
I think with him, indie was his guilty pleasure anyway.
Right, okay.
So
he's a metalhead, but he loves a bit of Catfish in the bottom and on the weekend.
Oh no, not quite Catfish. I think he likes some of it's like Ash and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's got a soft spot for. I went to go see Ash with him recently, actually. But he's always liked indie. He just said it just reminds him of 40-year-old women singing it.
Right.
And he said
Okay.
that's the reason why he wasn't really massive on it until he joined Marseille.
Yeah, because my little brother is recently formed a band, and his drummer massively into his heavy stuff. You know, his Metallica, his Led Zeppelin, stuff like that. And when for college they had to do a project where they had to basically do an indie EP inspired by Oasis. Sounds incredibly cringe, and I can't imagine the pain he's going through. But his drummer found it really difficult making that step from heavy drumming to like the traditional indie, you know, tapping on the hi-hat sort of thing.
Yeah, so, I think he does still struggle to an extent, but like you say, it gives it its own sound. If you've got a different style of drumming, it doesn't mean you sound like everyone else.
Well, I mean, some of the best indie bands have got unique drummers. I think like some Matt Helders and Arctic Monkeys, for example, just
he's awesome.
Changes the game, doesn't he? You are actually supporting one of the, I don't know if they're the biggest, one of the most talked about indie bands, you could say, due to some antics that got up to a few years ago. The Sherlocks. How did that all come about?
Oh, it's because they were doing that grassroots tour. Supporting all the grassroots venues and stuff and doing intimate shows. Yeah. And they were saying, okay, drop your suggestions for support acts in each place. And I saw Derby was on the list.
Right.
And I was like, oh, wow. I didn't really think anything of it. But since we burst onto the scene with quite quickly, a lot of people were talking about us in Derby.
Yeah.
And I think almost about 70% of the comments for Derby were all us. Right. I've seen you suggested a lot. Like the guitarist of Sherlock's got in touch and said, I've seen you suggested a lot. Would you be interested in supporting at the venue?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Right, and, fair enough.
It's all happened from that. So that's coming up in a week tomorrow.
Yeah, next Thursday, isn't it? Yeah. Well, another one of our hosts, other Dan, his band Johnny Ash supported Sherlock's last week. To be fair, said it was very good experience. They're incredible live, to be fair. Not to blow smoke up his ass. So, I mean, will that be like a different experience for you playing in Derby? Well, obviously playing Derby before, but playing to like, I suppose it'd be quite an intimate, quite a raunchy crowd for Sherlock's.
Yeah, I suppose so. We've supported bands at Rough Trade and stuff before, and I guess that's quite a good crowd. But at the end of the day, we're just trying to get out to a young crowd.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if you're bringing back stuff from the 90s, you're going to attract people who are older, which I don't have a problem with. But it sort of might kill your image to people who do actually decide what gets big. So I'm glad we got the opportunity to support the Sherlocks because they've got a fairly young crowd, like 20s and
definitely
stuff.
Yeah. One thing that I don't hear a lot about Derby, the Derby music scene. I can't lie to you. It's not one of them like you don't hear a lot about it. It's not when you just going down Twitter or something. It's like we're playing Derby. Yeah. It's never a venue. What's it like for you? You know, as an upcoming band, there is it difficult getting out there? What's the crowds like?
It is 100% really difficult because Derby is not even known for like indie music at all. If anything, it's known for grime, and that's not good at all. I can't stand the stuff. But I feel bad for even other bands, including us, because no one's made it. So if you look at Manchester and there's a band coming out of Manchester, it's like, oh yeah, so many greats have come out of Manchester, like Oasis, Stone Roses, Charlatans, and stuff like that. If you look at Derby, there's nobody, so you've got nothing to go off. So it is very difficult. But hopefully we're the first of many.
Yeah, it's
there are definitely some good bands in Derby, but they just unfortunately most of them won't make it out.
Right. Okay. Is there any reason why? Is it just the crowd? It's just a difficult place to grow.
I love Derby as a city and stuff, but unfortunately it's a bit of a ghost town.
Right. Okay.
It was a Friday night in Derby, and you will not see anyone. And we played a gig on a Wednesday night in Nottingham, and it was packed. Like you could not walk in the streets. But I think that's just the only thing that lets Derby down is just there's not even a proper gig venue. Like if you look at every other city, there's like Nottingham's got loads, like Rough Trade, the Bodega, Rescue Rooms, Rock City, and the Assembly Rooms, which was our main gig venue, burned down like about 7 years ago and
Right,
still not been
okay.
rebuilt. So there's only the venue left, which is why I was really surprised when the Sherlocks were playing there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it sounds quite a tough place to make your music. Obviously, I'm in Hull, and it's one of the most, I don't know what the word, the largest growing music scene you could say. It's got the Burness Arena, and it seems like everyone's coming here. Obviously, we've got DMAs on Friday,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Last week I was at one just at a local bar called Dive, and it was packed, only 70 capacity, but it was absolutely packed on a Thursday night and stuff like that. I feel like Hull's really got the energy for it, because obviously when you think Hull, who do you think of? Not many bands. Obviously the House Martins,
Yeah.
Spiders from Mars, obviously who played with David Bowie, but other than that, there's not much coming out, and it's a shame because I feel like we've been given this opportunity for all these venues, but they're not being utilised. Whereas, like you said in Derby, you would be chomping at the bit to be able to play, whereas not many
Yeah.
people seem interested.
Yes, that's the unfortunate truth. The band have talked a lot of times about relocating, but it's not where we come from, is it? So
No,
you've got to
no.
somewhere you're from.
It's not as easy as that either, is it? Like, you can't just
No, you can't just
pick
say,
up
"All
all your
right,
stuff.
bye,
Yeah,
I'm going to Manchester," or something
yeah.
like that.
All I will say about Manchester though is like bands do get that leg up because it's like, oh, all the greats come from Manchester. However, when I went to uni there, and I thought there'd be a massive scene for like upcoming bands, and to
Yeah,
be honest, it's not like that at all. I think Leeds is probably better for that. I feel like Manchester will get involved when you're getting big.
yeah.
Best example of that would be the Lathams, who have
Oh
obviously
yeah.
recently got massive. But you know, before you get to like that stage, I feel like no one really pays attention in Manchester because there's so many people doing it.
I think one thing I can say about Manchester is the fact that if you play like pubs and bars and whatever, if people see you, they will get behind you.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
if you're in Derby, it's quite rare. People are just there for a drink and purely a laugh. They won't get behind you. They'll say, "Oh, your band's great and stuff," and I say, "How about you give us a follow and stuff?" And I say, "Yeah, yeah, I'll do it later." And they don't
yeah,
do it. But I feel like if you're in Manchester, uh, you would be flying a bit more. Like there's a great band called Pastel at the minute. If you've heard of them,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I think they could go far because they're like proper Manchester roots in
Mm,
like indie. So
yeah.
they're brilliant.
Yeah, it's a bit of a cutthroat industry, to be honest, because with technology how it is nowadays, everyone can be in a band, everyone can make music. The difference is some people can't play live very well. Unfortunately, seen a lot of bad live bands.
Yeah,
But what's been your experience of playing live?
I've always enjoyed playing live. We did loads of gigs around Derby recently,
Hmm.
and sometimes in other places like Sheffield and all that. But a lot of people come to us and say we sound way better live than what we do on the records, which probably is the unfortunate truth.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
probably need to work on it, but when we play live, what I can say is like it's proper wall of sound, which we don't
mm,
quite get on the records.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think we need to get that right. And also, when we recorded that stuff,
mm,
I was literally just starting out singing, really.
yeah,
So I wasn't the best. I wasn't at peak performance then, and I'm way better now because we recorded half that stuff actually in August when we first formed.
right, okay. It can be.
So
Oh, sorry, carry on.
yeah, a lot of people have said that I sound better live, but that's not the case. It's just the fact that I've gotten better.
Yeah, yeah. It can be sometimes difficult to portray the energy, what you get live into a recording as well. Because obviously, when you're in a studio with just like the same 2 or 3 people you've been with all day, you're not really going to have the same energy as when you've got 50 people in a room all fucking having a booze up. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? But
something that plays a
yeah,
part
sorry.
is adrenaline as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you get your
definitely.
adrenaline pumping, and all of a sudden you're like
Yeah,
proper
yeah.
belting it out, going for it.
Do you ever get nervous when you're on stage?
I'd say when we first started, when I'm in a band, I don't get nervous because I'm like all these other guys going through the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But when I've ever got to do it on my own on an acoustic, or if it's just two of us or something, I will get nervous because it's like, oh,
Right,
that's on
okay.
me.
Are you nervous for next Thursday?
No, not at all. I think it's more. are where we're meant to be, really.
Well, that's good to hear.
It's all great, like playing pubs and stuff, but it's not something you want to do forever. No. It's just good for now, and I don't care about the money really. I don't mind if we play like Rough Trade for free, but we play to about, I don't know, 100 people or something. I just want to get the music out there, and money's not really a factor. I just want to make something that people care about.
Well, I mean, that leads perfectly on to my next question. What would be your dream for the band? Obviously, you just said it's not about the money. Would it be a case of like if you were able to be in a band for a living, or is it just like a case if you make it for 5 years and then you drop off the face of the earth? Like, what would be your dream? Obviously, I mean, the dream is stadiums selling out but we'll ignore that for a minute.
I'd say that is sort of part of the dream. More so is about the records.
Right, okay.
I would say that I want to just make something that is as influential as the Stone Roses debut and Oasis's first 2 albums and stuff. If you drop something that's just legendary, I'd be happy with that, even if I came out the other end broke. As long as it speaks to people and changes lives, that's all I want to do. But obviously live shows are going to be mental.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. We have a few questions that we like to ask all our guests. Really does put you on the spot in some cases, but you know, some people are just dead certain about what they like. So the scenario is you're on a desert island and you can listen to one album for the rest of your life. Yeah. Which album are you taking?
That's a difficult one. I think it's got to be Stone Roses' debut.
That's fair.
Cliche, but it's just absolutely timeless.
To be fair,
the close one comes to Lars live in session. Live in session 2006 on BBC. That was
very
awesome.
Nice, man. Not many people have actually gone for Stone Roses, which is surprising given our demographic. But I mean, it is one of the most influential albums of all time. It's one of the reasons I fell in love with music. Did you ever manage to see him live?
No, I wish I did.
It was one of them.
Stone Roses was the reason why I even joined the band.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Ian Brown at the moment? He's gone a bit fucking off the rails, hasn't he?
Yeah. I think I'm starting to get to the point where you separate the actual person from their music, like with Morrissey and stuff like that.
Morrissey, not one his name.
Yeah. So I think, the stuff he's released recently, absolutely terrible. But what I reckon what he's done is that he probably had like an entire album ready to go.
Yeah.
But with COVID and stuff, I reckon he's turned around and just said, all right, I'm doing this album again and making it all about lockdown and stuff. It's just annoying. Yeah. I mean, Ripples was a good album. It wasn't bad. It's not his best, but I thought it was a pretty good album. But to go from that, it's not a good step.
It's been dropping out of festivals and stuff like that, hasn't he? I just feel like it may be coming towards the time where he calls it a day. I'm not too sure, but I don't feel like... I feel like he's lost a lot of respect, to be honest, in the past year. And like you said, people are just... Stone Roses are now becoming a separate entity to the man himself, much like the Smiths did. As we move towards the end of the interview, what's your favourite Oasis tune?
Favourite Oasis tune? All time or right now?
We'll go for both, mate. We'll go all time first.
All time is Slide Away because that's my all time favourite song anyway.
Right, okay.
At the minute, it's got to be Bring It On Down.
Very nice, mate. Very nice. Very good tunes. I think for me, I mean, my favourite changes all the time. So it's not fair for me to ask other people, but I do tend to go back to Champagne Supernova. Just something about it that just lures me in every time.
Great tune.
Definitely. We spoke earlier about you're off to Kasabian tonight. I'm off tomorrow. I've seen a lot of good clips. I would like to talk about it just for a moment. What are your thoughts on Tom leaving and how do you think Serge is going to do?
I feel bad for Tom because I've heard loads of stories about him, how he's been screwed over and stuff.
Right, okay.
I'm not going to get into it because I think it sounds messy.
Right,
but with Serge, I feel like he was always a front man stuck in a guitarist's body, wasn't He's always had the energy. I think it's going to be mint when we see him, because I've seen clips of him just bouncing around and going mental.
Yeah, it looks
it's
mental,
something Tom never really had. He had the chat, but he didn't really have the swagger.
Yeah,
was still cool, but Serge just has that level.
The one thing I was concerned about was maybe the vocals for songs like Fire and stuff like that. Maybe will Serge be able to pull it off? But at the end of the day, I think he wrote most of the songs, didn't he? So I can't imagine he'll have many problems. And to be fair, like you said, he's got the energy, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think is it Rob Harvey, the guy from the music? You know, the singer of the music. If you've heard of him, he's the new guitarist. If you've seen,
right?
So I think he's doing backing vocals. So if he struggles with Fire, I know that he's got a very good range. The singer of the music.
Right. I didn't know that actually. So that'd be cool. So he won't struggle then.
Yeah.
Cool. And obviously that is going to be what venue are you seeing them in?
Rock City.
Rock City, very nice. And then I'm in Sheffield the year 2, I believe. And there is one point I would like to just talk about briefly just before we end. Obviously it's in a big venue, it's in like a club setting. Don't know if you've seen about all the stuff about spiking recently. Girls getting injected. I just quick message from us: if you do see it, say something about it. If you see someone trying to inject someone, just go and knock them out, or go tell a bouncer. Don't take it into your own hands. But yeah, I just think it's absolutely sick. And to be honest, I don't know if we've got anything to add, but it's just absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely, that's terrible. I don't want to get into that too much. But yeah, don't do it. If you see it, do something about it.
Yeah, just
don't let it slide.
Yeah, just if you're at a gig and you see something happening, just make sure you're taking care of each other. Well, been an absolute pleasure talking to you, mate.
Yeah,
what can we expect from Marseille coming up?
For the rest of the year, hopefully we'll have another single out for you. We're going to start working on a new EP. So that's going to be great, hopefully.
Very nice.
Expect hopefully more gigs as well. Bigger venues.
Brilliant. Obviously we've got Sherlock's next Thursday. Have you got any shows lined up?
Yeah, after Sherlock's, we're supporting Rats at Sydney Matilda in Sheffield. So that'll be good if you.
What date is that? Sorry.
18th of November.
Very nice, mate. So 18th of November. If you're in Sheffield, go check it out. Well, from Marseille, been an absolute pleasure. Where can people find you on socials?
You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It's all Marseille Band, and we'll come up. Cheers,
brilliant stuff. Brilliant. Thank you, Will, for coming on. This is State of Mind by Marseille.
used to be. I'll rise up and you will soon see that I'm one of your mistakes you made along the way. And is it a state of mind? Is it a state of mind? Is it just me, or easy to dream, or can I control my gleam? And I'm pulling over myself to find whether I'm wasting my time. And I will come back stronger than I used to be. I'll rise up and you will soon see